Hi everybody, my name is Jason Bartlett. I want to say greetings to all of my friends and family and neighbors in New Haven and West Haven especially. And today I want to talk to you about asking you to join me in advocating for an education stimulus bill as we go forward in terms of our advocacy. The governor has said the coronavirus is more tragic because we had an opportunity to see it coming, and the governor was right. And while I appreciate the stimulus bill that was just passed, trying to help folks like me who's unemployed, and others are small business people and our healthcare workers and just all the variety of needs that we have right now because we're having to endure this coronavirus. I feel the one thing that was really missing is money to go to our kids. I really feel that this is the time for us to be selfless and to think about what our kids are not getting right now with schools being closed for the rest of the year here in the state of Connecticut, especially in New Haven and in our urban districts where we already have an achievement gap in terms of our urban kids and our black and brown kids. And I think we know how this is affecting our kids in terms of a lack of education. And that's why I ask you to join me today in advocating for education stimulus monies going forward. We need everybody to join this movement. We need everybody to take notice. Chronic absenteeism, that's the new marker. If we look at the national report, it says students who are chronically absent, meaning they miss at least 15 days of school in a year, 15 days, are at serious risk of falling behind in school. If you go to the ConCan website right now, you'll see that New Haven is not prepared to do distance learning. You can go to Norwalk. They're all doing Google Classrooms in all the high schools and the middle schools, and they're giving 185-page packets to every kindergarten class, every K through 8 class. If you go to Milford's website, you'll see the directions and the efficacy of which they're able to do distance learning. If you go to New Haven's, you'll just see a whole lot of resources. And the reason is our kids have a digital divide right now. We're just getting laptops to our kids as of Monday. And who's to say that everybody has a laptop after Monday? We're actually spending time surveying our families, trying to figure out, do they have laptops? Do they have internet? And in addition, we also know, besides chronic absenteeism, we know that over the summer, when kids are out of school for 2 months, they fall behind. Brookings says, on average, students' achievement scores declined over summer vacation by 1 month's worth of school year learning. So right now we're at a point where this entire year is in question about what our kids have learned, what they are going to learn. It's a great thing. We want to say thank you to our teachers for all the efforts that they're making right now. We're in a new phase of parent accountability, and we want to thank our parents and appreciate them and support them. And for those students that are putting forth the effort to actually be present in those distance learning classrooms and to do their work, big thumbs up to you. But we need this education stimulus. We need more monies invested so that in the fall we can catch up with what our students have lost, and we can begin to do what we know that we should have been doing all these years, which is closing that achievement gap. So I have a few ideas for it, and I welcome people to email me at jasonwbartlett@gmail.com to talk to me through 2020 Bartlett on Facebook and on my Twitter account, Jason W. Bartlett. So some things I think that we could be using the education monies for. We could begin to do developmental appropriate learning. We know for a fact that a lot of our kids, if you have 20 kids, 30 kids in the classroom, people are at different reading levels, people are at different math levels. We could begin to actually teach at the appropriate level. So we're not asking a teacher to teach 5 different grade levels in one classroom. That would be something that we could invest in for sure. We could be investing in our paras and making sure that our teachers' assistants are competent and qualified in the areas that they're assisting our teachers in. And we could be making a big investment in their education and a big investment in terms of their dollars earned, making them either full-time or raising their pay. We could be investing in restorative spaces and making sure that in terms of doing restorative practices that we're de-escalating. We're going to come back from this long break, and there's going to have to be a real restorative framework in all of our schools. And in fact, I would say that we're going to have to invest in like movement breaks and, not just recess, but expanded time and expanded opportunities for both teachers and for students to have some sort of movement break so we break up the monotony of the day. I'm hopeful that we would have more Lincoln Bassett turnaround types of situations where we have longer school days, but that those longer days are full of project-based learning and experiential learning. Those are the kinds of things that we could be investing in. We know that we have a huge ESL population in our schools, and we need to be very intentional about addressing that and investing more monies in our ESL population going forward, and that's going to definitely require additional funds. I think that therapeutic classrooms are something that needs to be on the list. This is a part of the restorative approach, but very specific that we're going to need more therapeutic classrooms. And we just have to start being more honest, I think, about where our kids are really at. What grade level are they reading at? Where are those interventions? We should have a major intervention next year in 3rd and 4th grade so that we really help those students that have fallen behind catch up and get to grade level in that 4th grade year, in our 3rd grade year. And that's going to require more paras and more reading specialists and interventionists at those grades. And I think that in terms of graduation, we need to really begin to make sure that our kids are reading at grade level when they graduate from our high schools. And we know for a fact that that's just not happening in our urban population. So please join. Let's start getting together. Let's start advocating. Please email me again at jasonwbartlett@gmail.com your ideas for an education stimulus. And let's figure out how to lobby on the local level, our superintendent, our board of education, our mayor, all those folks that are making decisions around monies. Let's lobby our governor and our legislators, and let's lobby our federal, state, our U.S. senators, our congresspeople, and the president and everyone else that we need an education stimulus bill, plan, investment going forward. Paid for by 2020 Bartlett and approved by Jason Bartlett.